A world away from Cuba, in the alpine village of Davos, Switzerland, the 45th annual World Economic Forum kicked off today as business and political leaders prepare for urgent and immediate changes that are about to shake up the global economy. Andrew Ross Sorkin has more from Davos.
Idyllic? Sure, it's still the top of the Alps, but looking down at Davos, the movers and shakers of business and government are surely taking note of the change they've seen since they met a year ago. The World Economic Forum is putting world issues into perspective, what it's calling the new global context, but the discussions begin amidst a backdrop of new and potentially divisive tensions.
Society's gotten a bit more used to being divided. I happen to think this is a very, very bad idea. I think we have a lot of work to do. This is in the United States and some other countries to bring our people together, and that's the way you get the most out of a society.
On the agenda, geopolitics, a Middle East under siege, Russia at odds with the West, and questions about the upcoming elections in Greece. China's premier is in Davos for the first time. One of the topics of discussion, an erosion of trust in political leaders, as well as the growing gap between the goals of government and those of big business. And changing economic conditions in the United States. Economic stimulus has ended with slowing growth in China and no growth in Europe.
I think Mario Draghi's done a great job, and I hope it works. I think they should probably do something. It shouldn't mask the fact they need structural reform. They really need structural reform in Europe.
I don't think the euro has come close to living up to the hopes of those who inaugurated it. They let the politics trump the economics, and they're paying the price for that.
Some of the usual suspects on the agenda may take on new meaning. There's climate change, a week after 2014 was named the hottest year on record. There's internet security, weeks after the United States pointing a finger at North Korea and the Sony hacking attack. And there's youth unemployment, income inequality, and poverty, none of which can be ignored if business and government are to come together.
It's not enough to drive growth. We've also got to make sure that the way in which we have that growth is equally distributed.
Lower energy prices is probably the largest redistribution of wealth that we've seen in our lifetimes.
Most of the companies that make up the stock market are global companies. There's a lot of success around the globe. The problem is there's not enough hiring in the U.S., and that's because all of the regulatory and healthcare new things.
If nothing else, there is change in the air as 2015 unfolds, and like the peaks surrounding the serene ski town, it's still an uphill climb to global prosperity. For Nightly Business Report, this is Andrew Ross Sorkin, Davos, Switzerland.